football at its absolute best.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre, and Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit to do and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, January 25th. It's just rain. It's just a rainy Knoxville, Tennessee. I guess there was a little bit of snow yesterday. Yeah.
We had to
Sad.
prepare, but just
Did you prepare?
yeah, like I got propane for like if the power went out, I could cook on the Blackstone. There is a funny story. So I went to Food City yesterday. Or 2 days ago, was just going to pick up some lunch, just some like chicken tenders, potato wedges. And they had the meat truck outside. And I was like, I might see what they got. I might dabble. And went up there and it said pulled pork, $6.99. I was like, okay, like I'll take some of that. Like, what is that? They said it's per pound. And I was like, okay, that didn't tell me much. I didn't know how much a pound of pulled pork was. Got 4 of them, Caleb.
You got 4 pounds?
of
Why did you
pork.
so how did you end up with 4 pounds?
They told me it was per pound. I was like $6.99. I was like, that's my head, like 4 pounds. That's around $30. I was like, that's not a bad deal for. I could get one or two meals out of that.
You can get. I hope you can get a few more than 1 or 2.
I didn't know how much a pound of pulled pork was, but I have 4 pounds.
Have you never eaten a Buddy's barbecue? They tell you right there.
That guy was like,
you've probably eaten since then. If you've eaten it every meal, you've probably only eaten a pound, maybe a little over. If you've eaten it every meal,
I've eaten 1 pound.
Yeah,
and I've had it for probably 3 meals.
That checks out. That's a lot of pulled pork.
Yeah. The guy was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, like, do you have? I was thinking he gave me a weird look because
no, when that guy serving
Yeah.
you pounds of meat says, "Are you sure?" You got to ask. You got to follow up. You're like, well, hold on a second. Fill me in.
He had to come outside of the truck to hand it to me because it wouldn't fit through the window.
Yeah, that checks that checks out.
I got home and my wife was like, "What did you do?"
You should have tried to offload the other 2 pounds. Like you can get them a better deal, like $6.59 right here.
Okay, yeah, I probably should have done that. Started my own truck right there.
Yeah,
Just out of the back of a Toyota Camry.
I guess you could have upcharged and tried to make some money, but I think at that point you just gotta you're in over your head. You got to get rid of it. You got to take that loss.
So I've been putting down some pulled pork. So if you need any. If
That's
you're in need, you're stuck in. If you're stuck, I'm not going to bring it to you. But if you want to come get some, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, that pulled pork, I've had it. I guess it's not the same at every Food City, but it's good.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
I've got good brisket too.
I had some barbecue sauce to throw on it, so I made pulled pork nachos. I've made pulled pork burritos.
Little Baby Ray's.
No,
Sweet
it's
Baby Ray's? No.
It comes in like almost like a Gatorade bottle thing. It's like that size, and it's just like a squeezable.
I left my Gator. I forgot to go to Weigel's. There's no Weigel's like real close to me. Forgot my Gator Light today.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be like, hey, we'll extend it through like Monday because
I think tomorrow's going to be worse. So they'd have to extend it through like Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true.
It is. East Tennessee is going to be one huge sheet of ice. assuming the temperature gets as low as they are saying it's going to get.
For tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, supposed to go back to work tomorrow, so I think I'm working from home.
Yeah. That's a good guess.
Yep. Are you got to go in tomorrow?
We'll see. We're going to see what it does in the morning.
Okay.
We don't trust these meteorologists, you know?
Sure you can't.
You can't. They're in cahoots with Big Milk and Big Bread. They're their greatest salesmen.
The milk sandwiches people were making these last couple of days got to be insane.
Yeah, so I went to the store Friday night when everybody was panic buying, and I only went because just to get a regular grocery run, which I shouldn't have waited, but I was like, it'll be all right, and it was fine. It was crowded, but like they had everything I needed in stock. I saw a lady buying 25 Totino. I counted 25 Totino's pizzas. I was like, lady, those are going to go bad before you can ever eat them.
25?
5. They weren't on a deal either. I don't know how much they are normally, but those are like. I hope you have an army to feed.
Well, at that point, you got to go to Sam's and try to buy them in bulk.
Just get the big pizzas.
Yeah. If you're just going to stash some pizza, go to Little Caesars. It's probably cheaper than.
Probably. They probably give you an uncooked one too if you ask.
Yeah.
It's I was mind blown. That might have been the craziest thing I saw. I don't know. Everything else is pretty on par with what you normally see.
I love going there, kind of acting like going through an aisle and I'll nudge my wife and I'll just start not screaming, but I'll be like, and start grabbing stuff off the shelves and throwing it in the bucket. She's
Jesus,
like, so
what? I've heard some stories about the South Knoxville Food City this week. My local food city wasn't that crazy. You must have been a catalyst.
Yeah. It's just funny how people just go. Why did people sell out? Why were the heaters sold out in Lowe's or Home Depot or the generators? People go insane for that stuff.
They just aren't. I don't know. People just aren't prepared, which I guess I am lucky. I just have a generator from the tailgate, so if something happens,
yeah.
I went and filled up the gas tank Friday just to be safe. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a great question. I don't have the answer to.
Well, speaking of not having the answer to, Alabama not having an answer to Nate Ament.
Yeah, well, they had 2 players out, Landon. Give them a break, okay?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do. The G League player didn't work, so they got to go get Brandon Miller from the Hornets, or Herb Jones from the Pelicans to try to win some ball games.
Maybe so. Maybe that's the next step. They I don't know if Jones has eligibility, but Brandon Miller does, certainly.
Yeah.
So yeah, why not? Test the courts. And then I'm assuming Alabama's going to be at least just as cold as this area or similar. So courts probably aren't even going to be in session Tuesday. So he'll just be eligible forever, maybe.
And I just love it because you had Nate Oates just going on and on about the law said he can play, and he's trying to get he was trying to act like he's doing it, he's being a good Samaritan for all this. But
you guys understand what he's giving up? He's giving up a professional career to come back to Tuscaloosa. That is a public service, honestly, Landon, if we're being honest.
After the game or before the game, Charles Bediako was signing a sign that said Alabama pays more. What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I'm really glad Tennessee won because I would have loved to blame that loss on that. Tennessee's not been really great all year, unfortunately, so it would have been tough to do. So it just makes it a lot sweeter that they were able to. It also makes it a lot sweeter that Tennessee's bona fide NBA player came up with 29 of his own.
Yeah. Kind of put that whole G League, there's a reason why Bediako is not on an NBA roster. He was in the G League. Nate Ament is definitely going to be on an NBA roster next year. So, he showed up, and I don't think the Bediako thing. He was good last night.
Yeah, he was.
That is a difference maker for Alabama for sure.
Wasn't that his one of his best performances in an Alabama jersey.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was one of his highest scoring
And he had
outputs.
3 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, I think that was one of his better games.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to going and getting some run in the G League.
Well, yeah. Well, and like Nate Oates is acting like, oh, I'm doing it for him and all this stuff. If you're trying to do it for the kid and like you don't like you kind of feel bad about it, you play him at the end of the game, not 3 minutes and 45 seconds into it, Caleb.
I respect the hell out of that though. Be like, F you all. I mean,
Well,
just start him at that point.
Well, and if you're going to be a scumbag, just be a scumbag. Like
Nate Oates is that guy. He is that guy. He is the
I
definition.
think he tries to act like he's not. At least Lane Kiffin like knows he's a scumbag.
Well, he takes offense to that sometimes too, strangely enough. He does in the media. Yeah, he does in the media. Try, but like his actions, like I mean, the whole Brandon Miller situation, and then this where he's just like, yeah, I think most people would be ashamed enough to not put him in 3 minutes into the game. He's like, God, yeah, just check in right now. He's probably thinking I should have started him.
Oh yeah, I mean, he probably starts the next game.
Probably, yeah.
And that probably goes to show like how good he probably is. I mean, he is 23 years old. He has been with NBA franchises and the G League. So he's played professional basketball. He should be better than what he was when he left Alabama.
Sure.
So and if you practice for a week with that team and you felt like you could go in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, that guy's going to start in no time.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter.
No, it didn't, and it's kind of funny. I mean, if you watch that basketball game, it wasn't a great basketball game. Tennessee didn't play that well. Alabama didn't play that well. Tennessee just had guys step up. Nate Ament really down the stretch, heck of a game. JP Estrella played fine. I saw a lot of people acting like that was his best game. He was good in the
first half, I feel like, with points, and then
he made some silly mistakes.
Rebound and tried to go up and got swatted out of bounds. So.
Yeah. I mean, 10 turnovers, only 11 assists. Like that was what that game was like Nate Ament just grew in that game.
Yeah.
That was the
player on the court.
Yeah, that was the difference because that wasn't Tennessee's best performance as a team.
And that was the Nate Ament that we thought we were going to get. Like everybody was like hyping him up, like, oh, he's so good in practice, this and that. Like that's who we thought we were getting was a player like, and I'm not saying he had to go for 29 a game, but
it'd be real nice.
The last 4 games he's had has been really good. You've seen like how much he's grown. And I don't know if it's just him. It's got to be confidence. Him being more confident within the offense. I think the offense just running through him and not just Jacoby Gillespie dribbling around and trying to find offense that way. That was like get it to your best player and let him go make a play. And Tennessee hasn't had that since Dalton Connect.
Yeah, which he is currently in the G League now. Have we considered getting that in front of a judge?
Yeah. He did play JUCO, so if Joey's eligible, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Did he just play 1 year in JUCO or did he play 2?
I thought he played. Maybe it was just 1. I don't know.
I can't remember. Monty said first time. I'm assuming he meant Ament. First time Ament or A. Okay, I see what he's saying. First time A felt like a million well spent. Yeah, I agree. I mean, he just took over in the game, and I quit. I had to. It had to be one of those games where I went and did something while it was on, because it was frustrating in the first half, especially because Tennessee 8-point lead, 10-point. They get out to a 10-point lead and then they clawed back in it. 10-point lead, they clawed back in it and then fumbled it away again. Like you just felt like it felt like Tennessee was never gonna, before Ament took over, it felt like Tennessee was never gonna allow themselves to fully get back in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
one of those where I just walk. I'd walk out of the living room, walk back in. Oh, we're doing good. Gonna go back over in this room for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I could do that. I just feel like
I'll have to when I'm too stressed. Like when I
guess
can't.
I have FOMO. I don't know.
It's really.
I don't know what to call it.
It's been something I've just kind of always done with basketball, because I can't do it really in any other thing. In baseball, I can sometimes, but where I can just kind of walk away from it and come back and hope it's better. I don't have to watch it. I don't have to feel like I need to watch it get better. I feel like I need to leave the room for it to get better.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to do that with basketball, thankfully. And let me tell you, this season, it's been a lot easier to do.
Yeah, like going into it, I tweeted it before the game, like Tennessee struggling. It would have been real easy for Tennessee fans to like Alabama just blow us out and all right, like I'm not paying attention. But Tennessee does this every single time. They bring you right back with a win just like this. A ranked opponent, a good opponent, and then you have all this going on about Charles Bediako coming back from the G League and this and that. It just felt like before the game, Tennessee was going to win it because that's what Tennessee does. And then when the game gets started, it kind of felt like the complete opposite. It felt like Tennessee was just not. It was going to be one of those games. They were close enough to keep people like kind of engaged, but they were never really going to get back into it. And Nate Ament said, hold the phone. I got this. And 29 points, just a phenomenal game from him. And I know he's been crapped on a little bit, and I feel like he's probably had some unfair expectations just because of the hype of the offseason. You have the huge NIL deal. Obviously, that's why he came to that's part of why he came to Tennessee, because he could have went anywhere. But his last 4 games, Caleb, this is since the Florida game. 21.5 points, 5.75 rebounds, 2 assists. He's 29 of 35 from the free throw line. He's 38% from 3 and 48% from the field. I mean, he's just turned it up a notch as Tennessee's getting deeper into SEC play. And I feel like that's what we needed. We need Nate Ament to be the best player on the court. It's cool to have Jacoby Gillespie as one of those, but I feel like for Tennessee to reach their ceiling, it has to be Nate Ament.
I think it has to be too. I mean, Jacoby Gillespie is obviously a big piece. He's also not. He's just not. He's not as good as Nate Ament. And so I think to be the most successful, it has to be Ament. Be the guy to take.
I think he's at his best when he doesn't have and it's probably just like every point guard when they don't have that pressure of having to be the guy for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to, and he had a really good game. But I mean, no one's really talking about that because the game Nate Ament had. But he had 24 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. I thought he was.
Oh, he played well. No denying that.
Really good as well. He did have that one turnover late, and you're like, oh God, please not again. And then he was solid after that. So yeah, I think that was a really good win for Tennessee. I do think like having JP Estrella be some sort of scoring threat helps his team. He just got to be a little bit more physical. I think if he's going to play down low. And if he looks like Parra, dude, he's so efficient scoring wise. Like, I just need him to score more. I don't know if that's just I think like Alabama's length play for him, but I don't know.
I think Alabama's length down low made it more difficult on him because he just feels like he has to dunk to score.
Yeah. And then Bishop Boswell, man, you can't be a 2-guard and be 1 for 4 from the free throws. That's another thing. Tennessee is still struggling with free throws. They were a little bit better last night, was 17 of 25. Alabama was, I think they just missed one. We missed one more than they did. But, I mean, dude, you're going to kill yourself you've already done that. You've killed yourself in close ball games because you missed free throws. So, I don't know what they're practicing. I know that's been a point of emphasis for this team. I think and maybe just keep on keeping on and getting better at that because Tennessee isn't dominant enough to overcome bad free throw shooting.
Right.
because they're not a great shooting team anyway, but you help yourself out with freebies.
And they do a good job again at the line.
Yeah.
For the most part. So you got to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely have to.
Dwayne Brown, was he just kind of a overmatched with a 23-year-old against an 18-year-old?
I mean, he didn't get much run last night, but I guess that was it. Yeah. Which, whatever.
Jalen Carey, he wasn't much of a factor. You think that was kind of the length?
Probably. I mean, he just.
Or is that
I'm shocked to see
Ament's going to the rim, so maybe don't put a guy that's just going to be on the low block the entire time.
And he seemed to, I mean, I'm shocked he had 5 rebounds. Tennessee did out-rebound the crap out of Alabama, which I don't know what the first half split was. That didn't feel like they did in the first half. But he seemed to struggle rebounding, moving guys and getting to the ball. I would say, length hurt. They seem to be, as a team, much lengthier than us.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, but I mean, that's the frustrating part is them getting Bediakos. Like, they're not that much. They're not good.
Yeah, and they were missing some players, but at the same time, you had a G League player come in there and play 25.
You could have used that excuse if he hadn't played.
Correct.
Actually, I take that back. I wouldn't have let you no matter what. But
Tennessee's a lot better or a lot more likely to lose a game when their best players are out. We tend to just lose those games. So they probably had a win in their hands, but they played the G League player, and so Tennessee had to win that one.
Yeah.
Monty did bring up Ethan Berg. I mean,
I saw that.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in, he had a turnover and an air ball. Well, I mean, what is I can do that.
You could. Yeah, I think you could.
And
That's
I know
one of those
Troy Henderson was out this game. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it just seems like Rick Barnes has had such a short leash with players, but Ethan Berg keeps getting opportunities and, I mean, not making the most of them. And that's one player people call Tennessee and be like, well, he played professionally. And I'm like, apparently he was an MVP of some league. God, I'd hate to see who's playing in that league.
Oh.
It'd be like junior pro over here at South Dole on Saturday mornings.
I know there's better officiating at the junior pro at Southwell. I know that for sure. All right.
Man,
well,
need to have that win. And then Tennessee's their game against Georgia has been postponed, correct?
Say that again.
Tennessee's game against Georgia has been postponed
to Wednesday. Lady Vols had a game tomorrow.
Yeah,
that got postponed indefinitely. And
indefinitely, they're just not even going to make it up.
They're going to make it up, but they didn't I guess it was easy to go because Wednesday is supposed to get a lot warmer. So I guess it was easy to move it to Wednesday. Whereas I would imagine the next women's game is probably like on Thursday or something.
Okay,
so it's a little bit harder to.
Sure.
That's my guess. I didn't look at the schedule to confirm that.
Yeah,
that's typically how it goes though. So.
Maybe travel plans to get to that next game or whatever you have to do. Sure. Yeah, Georgia. They're ranked 21st right now. I think they're 4-3 in the SEC as well. Who did they play? They lost. Oh, they got beat by 20 by Texas. Yikes. Did Texas get some G League players? Good God. That Texas team was horrible.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. If this goes through, everyone is going to load. No, you have to, right? Everyone's going to load up with their G League guys with eligibility left. Why would you'd be dumb not to?
I mean, I just think it kind of goes further than that. I mean, I'm thinking of baseball players going to the draft after their junior year and they're in the minor leagues and they spend 2 or 3 years there. Like, hey, I can go back to college and make a little bit, probably a lot more money.
If this goes through, They just need to make a rule where you have to go back to the same team you were previously at. That's the only rule I need to come into play. Which that's what's funny about Nate Oates is he's like, well, we're just essentially playing by the new rules, but the NCAA still declared him ineligible. I don't know what the whole Baylor situation was, like how he got eligible. Do you know the details surrounding that?
How he got eligible?
Yeah.
I think it was like the same thing. Like he just, I don't know how it came about. Who brought this idea up to somebody to even make it happen?
Right, but so he's NCAA eligible. I'm pretty sure. Like it's not a
TRO
temporary restraining order.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna try to
Was
figure
it
that out
because
real
he
quick.
didn't sign an NBA contract?
Maybe.
Because Bediako did sign a contract.
Right.
And if that guy didn't sign a contract, I think that was the gray area there where he didn't actually sign anything.
In this ESPN article, it says he played in the NBA Summer League. He was drafted 31st overall, but never signed an NBA contract.
Okay. Then that's the
Okay.
reason.
Still probably dumb because isn't there a cutoff date? Hadn't there always been a cutoff date for doing it? Like entering the draft or withdrawing. So still not the previous NCAA rule. So whatever. Anyways, but I get the idea of why it's different now. I didn't understand why it was different. So that makes more sense.
Yeah. I'm just thinking Jared Dickey, would he have interest in coming back? Or Connor Pavoloni? Will Mabry? I mean, there's a ton of names you can kind of throw out there. Max Ferguson, Jake Rucker, Drill Ortega, Alex Solari. I mean, all those guys haven't, made their MLB debut. So is that something that can come about? I think this opens up Pandora's box, unless they kind of put an end to it where you sign a contract, that's done. Because I guess in 10 days, right, there's supposed to be a ruling on that. So if he was ineligible, they'd have to vacate those wins, right?
I would think, but the TRO says no, that they can't. But I would think that they still could. Because of that, I don't know how you can say we disagree with this hearing, F your rules entirely before we can actually rule on it. I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah, I don't think you can have a player do this, like come and play. Well, let's say they beat Tennessee, they get a ranked win. And then 10 days later, they're like, hey, that win still counts, but he can't play anymore. I feel like you just pick somebody up out of the stands basically and won a basketball game and done.
Yeah, I mean they would only vacate. Wait, well, I don't know if I followed that whole thing. I feel like I'm gonna say the same thing you're just saying.
So he comes in, plays this game. Say they beat Tennessee,
yeah,
and then whenever this date is that they're making a decision on, he's deemed ineligible. They have to vacate that win. You can't just bring somebody in off the streets and win a basketball game and that game count if he's deemed ineligible a couple days later.
Logically speaking, yes. According to the TRO, no. But I don't know if that would hold up after a ruling.
I mean, they haven't won one yet, so I guess it's not a big deal. But
I'm sure they will be lobbying to vacate the loss somehow. So the NCAA committee can forget about it.
Sure. But I mean, that could change somebody else's season. Like what if that game, say they were unranked and they beat a ranked opponent, and that's a reason why Tennessee or whoever doesn't make the NCAA tournament or seedings differently. Like there's a lot of things at stake other than just Alabama here.
Sure. Sure.
So
Yeah.
that's why it doesn't make sense to me that if he's deemed ineligible, that any win should count for Alabama. I think that's the risk that you take when you add a player like that.
I agree with that. I would imagine like the ruling wise, what it says is until we can rule on this, the NCAA, until we can have a hearing, the NCAA can't rule him ineligible, which means they also can't affect the games in which he plays because his eligibility was in question, which doesn't, it makes sense to a degree, but at the same time, it's how could that, if his eligibility is in question, it shouldn't be allowed to harm other teams. That's why I said I thought that game was in Knoxville. I was like, Tennessee some Tennessee judge needs to step in and say he can't play. Or this game shouldn't affect Tennessee's NCAA standing if he's ruled ineligible. One or the other. Like it doesn't make much sense.
And it probably hurts. I mean, I don't know about this, but if I'm looking at it from, let's say, an outside perspective, and I'm thinking like, if this guy scores like 2 points in this Tennessee game, sure, he's eligible. We don't care. But he scored 13. I mean, did he not try to hurt his case a little bit in that with the?
I think more so like the committee should be like, well, the player you guys had that helped keep that game close is no longer with you because he was a G League player. So you're a totally different team.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for him to be eligible or not or ineligible, did he not kind of hurt his? Like, I feel like they would have just been, like, yeah, we'll sign off on that. He's gonna average like 2 or 3 points. But now
the NCAA's already ruled on it. They already ruled him ineligible. They're now suing the NCAA.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, this is a court decision now. His eligibility is. Yeah, they've already said ineligible.
What about the Alabama judge being a donor? Did you see that?
Yeah, and he's apparently a 6-figure donor. And then someone else said that's a lifetime donor, like amount. I don't know if I believe that. They don't post lifetime, or they don't post your lifetime donor amount if it amounts to like $4,000 per year. That doesn't happen. You don't get your name on stuff if you're buying season tickets, and that's it.
Yeah, and if that's the case, he's a cheap ass judge. How about that?
Because it would amount to like $4,000 per year if he's been buying or donating for 25 years, something like that. That would just be buying season tickets to basketball and football. That's it. So I'm gonna go bull crap.
Sure. Yeah, that's insane.
It's very whatever. I mean, I don't know if he should or shouldn't have been ruling on it because I don't know enough details about it. Regardless, it all seems very doesn't seem like it's been done by the book. I know that.
Well, then
Monty, I bet Monty, he's not getting a kickback. This is all just SEC sports, normal day for SEC sports. I want my team to win. And Alabama came to him and said, this is how we can win. And he was like, yeah, I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting anything from it except seeing the joy of seeing his team winning, which they did. I hope he comes back to work tomorrow and he's like, I'm not even here in this case. He's ineligible.
Well, now he's going to work harder. He knows this guy can average 13 points in a game.
Oh, you think he's working harder?
The judge, yeah. He's trying to get this thing eligible. He wants a national championship.
Okay.
In basketball. But if they do win one with him, it's kind of an asterisk, right? It's got to be like a COVID. It doesn't really count.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and throw that out there just so you are aware. All right. Well, let's stay there on the NCAA or kind of. Where are you at on this Dabo Swinney, Pete Golding feud?
I think it's all a bunch of. I think what Dabo's saying is what he believes happened.
Sure.
Because you're telling me the player that decided to transfer came to you and said, Look, here's what Pete Golden said to me.
And a couple hours later, he was gone.
Yeah. What?
I just think
No.
that's for Dabo Sweeney to sit up there and complain about that when he didn't even want to take transfers a year ago. He was all against taking transfers from the portal, and now he gets one. And I mean, it is what it is. It happens, Dabo Sweeney. How about you?
He's also been funneling money to players through a church for who knows how long, over a decade. It's probably happened at Clemson before he arrived. It's probably just business as usual, but he's a part of that. So you don't get to call other people cheaters when it's been known. Like it's known that you were cheating, but you were paying players before it was allowed. Now this is just the new era of cheating. So sorry, bud. Just what goes around comes around. It is what it is. And listen, pay more. Pete Golding said what his number was. Match it. If you got the text, you could have just matched that number.
Well, don't act like he's so high and mighty when he every kid that takes a visit, he makes them like, hey, you can't take any more visits. Like you have to shut it down. Or we'll take what you're holding kids hostage. You're a scumbag. Don't act like Pete Golding is probably a scumbag like most coaches in the NCAA are. But I mean, let's up the money.
Up the money. You could have paid more. He gave you. He showed you. The player showed you the offer, and you didn't match. That's on you.
Yeah, I mean that kid was going to leave next year anyway.
And listen, it's a kid on his phone in class. You probably don't want that kind of character on your roster, anyways. Pete Golding saved you. How about that?
Right. And they're like, yeah, he texting him in his 8 a.m. What football player is taking an 8 a.m. class?
Well, most teams don't practice that early. That's a us thing.
That's crazy. What players go to class? I mean, if you're making $2 million, do I really care?
You got to stay eligible. That's at 2.0, Landon.
Yeah.
2.0. That's all you need.
Well, he got 2 million.
Yeah, he got a 2. he got a 2. No, it's this is all insane. I just don't believe a word that comes out of Dabo's mouth. He is a fraud. He's a snake oil salesman. He was born to be an evangelical preacher who had 2 private jets, a massive mansion, and dyed his hair. That's what he was born to be, and he fell into being a football coach. But he kept all the personality traits of a Kenneth Copeland. He's an angry, bitter old man.
He's the righteous gemstones.
Yeah. He is. And he just fell into this, and he's keeping the same personality traits. So, yeah, he sucks. He's the worst, and I don't believe a word I'll never believe a word that comes out of his mouth. Show me proof. You have the text messages, apparently. How else did you see him?
Yeah. And if he wasn't going to go Ole Miss, I mean, LSU was going to fly to Clemson and get him then.
Yeah. He's full of it.
Yeah. And Ole Miss is in the playoff. Clemson was nowhere to be seen. So,
I'd love to see the NCAA step in on some of this tampering stuff. That's another thing. I feel like he's just saying that because he knows with the information that he had, like he can just blame this on. Like the NCAA at this point is kind of this obscure idea. Like they're not really a thing. And so he lost this guy. And listen, the way it played out, they probably were tampering, but he doesn't have proof. And instead of trying to say like, oh, this guy didn't really want to be here, we just paid him the most money. Someone else paid him more. Like we didn't actually recruit him. We just offered him money. And that's it. Instead of just being honest about what it probably was, he needs to blame it on this thing, this obscure thing that no one can really pinpoint at this point. And that's kind of he thinks that's the end of it. So he doesn't expect the NCAA to do anything because they can't with the proof he's provided.
Yeah.
Because if there are text messages, they burn those phones. They went full Tom Brady and they've broken them and thrown them in the river. So.
Yeah, there's no way they have text messages from Pete Golding. There's no way Pete Golding was the one sending text messages.
Yeah, that's another aspect of it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here to Tennessee. Before we do that, guys, go check out our good friends at Hovey Dry Goods. HoveyDryGoods.com. Use promo code MORE for 15% off. Again, more 15% off at HoveyDryGoods.com. Check out this hat. We got the camo right there. We got the Moore right there. So we got tons of great products over there at Hovey Dry Goods. So go check them out today. Do it.
Go check them out.
Hey, good day for the portal. Kind of coming in late, but some good additions. We'll go ahead and start with that. I think the biggest one is Jadace Richard, the defensive back from Miami. Got kind of a different journey. He was a starter at Miami in 2024. He started some in 2023, had some starts in 2022 as a freshman at Vanderbilt, and then missed the last, I think, 3 or 4 games with a season-ending injury. And then last year only had like 20 defensive snaps and played like over 400 defensive snaps. His in 2024 had 27 total tackles, had a interception and a forced fumble, 3 pass deflections. I think it's kind of a depth piece. I think a lot of these portal additions today were depth pieces, but I think a starter at the power 4 level, we'll see. Like, I mean, was it injury that kind of hurt him this past year, or what was that? I'm not sure, but I do know he was really liked his visit at Tennessee. I think he is family friends with Michael Hunter, the new the cornerback coach for Tennessee. So I think that'll be an interesting dynamic there, and probably what helped sway him in picking Tennessee and not going to, I think Auburn was his other choice. And so yeah, decided on Tennessee, and I think Tennessee needed another corner. He's kind of a bigger corner. And yeah, just a depth piece. He's 6'1", 195, could probably play some safety if you needed to, or maybe a nickel, but it has played all around kind of that defensive backfield, but played mostly corner. So I think it's another addition in that room with Ty Redmond, Kayan Lee, and some of those young guys that you have on your roster already. So depth piece, I think Tennessee needed another corner in this portal class, and they were able to land one from Miami. So
yeah, that's a good pickup, especially in the secondary where you need help.
Yep. And then Ian Duarte, the wide receiver from Idaho State. I think it's another one of those things. And you're probably going to have more of these like in the coming years, just because like your scholarship limit is 105 now. So
right,
you can offer these kids scholarships and they're like, oh, I get to be on a D1 football team. He was productive at Idaho State, had 46 receptions, 521 yards, 3 touchdowns, more of a slot guy. Also returned 11 punts for 113 yards and 12 kickoffs for 242 yards. So probably that return specialist might have, if you had some injury issues at wide receiver, maybe he factors in there somehow. But I think this is one of those things. The preferred walk-on is not a thing anymore. And so you're able to take some of these guys from smaller programs. Sorry, it just is what it is. But he has 2 years of eligibility left. So I think that would be a not just a one and done type guy. And you have Drake Martinez from UT Martin. He's a 6'3", 240-pound tight end, had 18 receptions this past season, 124 yards and a touchdown. And I had around the same stats last year as well, 16 receptions, 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. So somewhat productive as a tight end. I mean, I guess that's hard to – I think Tennessee – they added 2 tight ends in this portal, and I think you're looking to see, like, can they run a lot of 2 tight end sets? If there is injuries, you need to have some depth there, and losing Jack Van Doorslayer. And then you added an NFL Academy player in this upcoming high school class. So probably needed some help there, and It's kind of productive. It's another kind of one of those probably depth pieces that might have been a preferred walk on, but now he's on scholarship because you have 105. So
Sure. Yeah.
or number 22
it's
as a tight
interesting
end
one.
is a little different.
Number what?
Or number 22 as a tight end is a little different.
That's an H back.
Yeah.
Bring back the H back.
Well, no one was like, I mean, we're talking about him like just a depth piece, but a lot of people thought Miles Kitselman was just going to be a depth piece as well, and he ended up being a really good tight end for Tennessee. So
you have high hopes. I haven't seen anything on other than stats on this UT Martin guy. You have high hopes.
High hopes. No, I have high hopes in Ethan Davis and Deshaun Brame, and
Okay.
I hope they stay healthy. How about that?
Fair enough.
But yeah, pretty good day. Adding some transfer portal guys, and I think that kind of probably closes it out. I mean, I don't think they could have. Most people are starting class, so it's got to be one of those things where you're texting somebody at 8 a.m. in a class to see if they're able to come to your school.
Yeah, we got to start tampering. Tampering's big.
What would you give this portal class is a question we got asked now that it's probably completed.
What I think I said like A- the other day, just because I feel like you addressed all the needs. I'm probably still around there. I don't think it's gotten like better for me necessarily since we last graded this. It's not like you just went out and got the best players in the country, but like it's not all bad and ugly and terrible. I think you did a good job. Also, I don't feel like I can accurately grade it until at least midseason at the earliest. So this is a big guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm around a B plus. I think is probably where I'm around where you're at. I just think like the quarterback is just glaring, but at the same time, it's like, was Brennan Sorsby like, would he have been that much better than Joey or maybe George McIntyre? Like, if that doesn't work out and you spend, $7 million on a quarterback, are we just better off staying with what we had? I don't know. There's a lot of risk involved with the whole quarterback thing out of the portal. So, I mean, like UCLA got Nico. I know they didn't pay a ton of money for him, but they probably paid more than they wanted to. And they won, 3 games this year? Like, was that return on investment good?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Like, if LSU doesn't go win a national championship and they spent $40 million in the portal, was that like 9 wins? Is that worth it?
They better argue no, because they just fired their previous coach for only winning 9 games. So I don't know. Maybe in year 1 you could argue it is, but you have to continue spending that amount of money or more. So I would also argue.
Well, you spent so much money in the portal, and then he gets credit for the portal, and he basically just took a bunch of players off his old roster and brought them to LSU. So there's a little bit of, it's kind of skewed a little bit on that. It'd be different if he got fired and he got another job and was adding players from the portal, but he literally left to take another job and brought people with him. So
sure, yeah,
I don't know. So maybe quarterback is probably lacking, I guess, in the portal. If you probably needed a better one. I don't know what that looked like though. Is Bo Perbula, like, would he have been? Were we really super excited about that one? No one was, because everybody was like, I want Sam Levitt, not Bo Perbula. And then you didn't land him, so then we're all like, oh, we got to land Bo Perbula. Well, you weren't that keen on him to begin with, so that and probably defensive tackle is something that's probably lacking. You probably need one more interior defensive lineman. And you just kind of missed on guys there.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that too. If you stay healthy, you're fine. But like last year when you weren't able to stay healthy, you were not fine.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it is just kind of luck of the roll, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, let's got some more questions. Somebody asked, why did we add 2 tight ends in the portal? I mean, one, you had to get another one because of Van Dorselaer leaving, and you probably add 2 guys just to, compete.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you played. Sam Brain played some. Jack Van Dorselaer. You played 4 tight ends this season, 2 of those being true freshmen. The rotation was mostly 3, but Deshaun Brain, when he was healthy, played a little bit. So, yeah, you probably wanted to add some depth, and that's probably going to be a huge portal addition next year, I would assume. With Ethan Davis leaving, I feel like only having Deshaun Brain really, that's going to be a big one in probably the high school rankings and the portal next season, if I had to guess.
I would think. Some of the roster management's been, I just don't fully understand it. So I'm just along for the ride a lot for this football staff.
Yeah, we'll
just
see.
find out what they. I don't know what where they're at with their thinking. So that's a little, and it's a little harsh of me because I'm just I don't know. You know my opinion on it. I'm not fully bought in. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Joey gets, Monty brought this up waiting on December 10th. If Joey gets eligible, I think that shores up your quarterback. And it looks really good. You added safety help. You absolutely had to do that. You added corner help, like all that defensive backfield, defense in general. You had to have an edge rusher, had to have a linebacker. Well, you thought you did. And you brought in a really good defensive tackle out of the portal. So I don't know. I just feel like they addressed all their needs. And if Tennessee is able, we'll see if Joey gets back. I feel like the outlook looks a little different.
I agree. Yeah. I'd probably, and I'd like to say this though, it could be a lot different too if I had a clue who your like what your quarter, because I think George McIntyre could give me some faith. I just don't know. I never saw him this year.
Yeah. Whereas like the going into 2024, you had the bowl game where Nico played in it, and so like you saw what he can do throughout an entire football game, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
like this could be really good.
Exactly. Yeah,
but yeah, you just no clue.
Nothing.
Other than he was a high-profile quarterback in the Nashville area,
right?
Which it's worked out for Texas A&M, so maybe it works out for us.
I'm with you. I hope so.
Basketball. Who is your X factor going forward?
It's Nate Ament. What? Put up 29 tonight. I feel.
Let's do somebody other
average.
than Nate Ament then, because I feel like that's probably obvious then.
It has to be. Well, it has to be Nate Ament. Like he has to be the guy that you want it to be. Throwing out some thoughts. I think Felix Akpar has got to be impactful kind of in every stat category. Like I think he has to score a little bit more. Has to continue doing what he's doing on the boards, guarding the rim. Because I feel like for the same reason you said Nate Ament, I'm not gonna say Jacoby Gillespie.
Okay.
And maybe Felix is just as like where he's gonna be. So maybe it's actually like JP Estrella or Dwayne Brown, like one of those guys. So maybe it's JP Estrella's got to be a factor in these games.
Yeah, for me, I'm probably going with Estrella.
Yeah, if you're
it's
saying if you're
the third
assuming,
scorer is going to be.
Yeah, if you're assuming like Ament, you need Gillespie, same deal. Like I think it might be, and then Akbar has got to produce in there. Then it's probably someone like Estrella.
Or like I would love it to be Bishop Boswell.
I just don't think.
I just don't think he's gonna like attempt to score enough, but I feel like he is capable of doing it.
To a degree, yeah, I agree.
So yeah, whoever that third scorer is, it's probably JP Estrella or Jalen Carey. But one of those has to be better in the paint. It's got to be more efficient because I think JP was like 2 of 7. The game before that, Jalen Carey struggled at the rim. I think that was against Kentucky, wasn't it?
Yes.
Like, I mean, that they just got to be better. Whoever that third scorer is going to be, they just have to be better down low of scoring the basketball. And if you get to like the problem with Jalen Carey is he's not a good free throw shooter, so like he's got to make them, or it's like crap. We have a 50% free throw shooter at the line. We need him to go score, get and ones, be better at free throws. Like we just need to him. I think JP Estrella is probably a better shooter. He's just got to be more physical and doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's probably big.
He
could be a Agpara, but until he does something other than dunk the basketball, it's probably not him for me.
And I feel like it's probably one of those, like he could score more, don't get me wrong, but like he does enough elsewhere. So it's probably someone else is probably that X factor.
Mm-hmm. Starting lineup for Tennessee baseball, who you got?
I don't have a clue.
I mean, I'll make one.
Yeah, sure. Run through one. Let's hear it.
I'll just do it by like position. So catcher.
How else would you do a starting? I guess the batting lineup.
Yeah. I would.
But then again, they're probably. I don't know. The way you're doing it's fine. I just don't know how else you do it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know 1 through 9 what the batting order would be.
That's fine.
So catcher is with Garrett Wright being hurt to start the season. It's probably going to be Stone Lawless, and then first base is going to be Levi Clark. Second, probably Chris Newstrom. Shortstop, I'll go Manny Marin, and then I'll go. Third base. Oh, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name from Virginia.
Henry Ford.
Henry Ford, thank you. Henry Ford's going to be your third baseman. I can't believe I forgot that. Your right fielder, I feel like, is going to be Reese Chapman. I don't feel like you brought him back to sit like he's going to play.
Sure.
Now, I think Reese Chapman has to be better than he was last year. He's probably going to lose a spot. Jay Abernathy in center, and then I'm going to go Blake Grimmer in right and Blaine Brown as your DH. And that could be swapped a little bit, but I think Blaine Brown's going to pitch some. So I feel like he's probably going to DH more than Blake Grimmer will. So that would be my starting lineup probably. I think Ariel Antigua has a chance to break that lineup, and I think Trent Grindlinger at catcher, who had a really good offseason. Like Stone Lawless, like he can't take a day off because Trent Grindlinger is going to be right there. And that's what you love. The competition is pretty intense in the outfield and pretty much every position. The middle infield, I think with Garrett Wright in there, I think catcher is probably going to be one. I think the only like solidified starters are probably Jay in center, third base Henry Ford, and first base Levi Clark. Everybody else like has a probably position battle going into, and it's all about like who can do more of the bat. If Ariel Antigua can hit, I mean, he's probably could be your second base or shortstop.
Sure.
So,
how many days away are we?
I think we are 19.
Okay.
19
Getting here
days away.
fast.
Yep.
First pitch banquet?
February 7th.
You going?
I don't know. It's on my birthday, so I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I did get the invite, so
there you go.
I got to figure out what that looks like. All right. Anything else before we? Oh, I did have something to mention. What did you see? Dion's he's gonna fine his players for breaking rules. Did you see this?
No, but I love that.
Missing I'll just read a couple of these. Late to practice, $500. No show to practice, $2,500.
Okay.
No show to strength conditioning, $1,500. Late to treatment, $1,000. Violation of team rules, $1,000 to $2,500 based on how severe it is. Public or social media misconduct, $2,000 to $5,000 based on how severe.
Okay.
That's
I wonder how that works with everyone on the team, because now a lot of people aren't making that money, but
yeah,
sure.
And hopefully the
You're getting
people that
paid,
are
I'm for
making
it.
that kind of money are bought in. Otherwise, you're going to struggle as a football team. So
yeah, but no, overall, I like it.
Yeah, I do think it is interesting. Did you see what Travis Hunter said earlier this week?
About being broke, making $250 a month or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he must have been skipping everything then, because there is no way that man is broke with $250,000 a month.
I would love to have that kind of. I would love to be broke making. Give me those problems.
Yeah.
Bless me with those problems, because I'll figure it out. With making $250 a month, I'll figure it out.
Sure. Yep. Insane. What about the non-game SEC schedule? Or why did we do that?
I love it. I'm sorry, I love it. Give me more football. Give me more good football.
Okay.
I don't need to watch us play Charlotte close because we're running a vanilla playbook. We can sort out the whole playoff mess. This is all going to come crumbling down anyway. So give me the best football for however long, please.
Okay. Yeah,
I know that's not a popular.
like that too.
I want to see us win a championship. Fun fact, Landon, we're not winning a championship anytime soon. So
yeah, a lot of work to be done. But it is crazy. Like we kind of thought it was going to go to 16. I just don't understand why anybody really agreed to it.
Yeah, I don't
like
really
as a
understand
coach, I wouldn't agree to it.
Right. Probably ADs and presidents who knew you'd make more money playing an extra SEC home game.
But is that money worth maybe missing out on a team in the playoff because of it? I'm just asking. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know either.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that's everything. We are excited for baseball season to get here. Got some stuff in the works. And as soon as we finalize all that, we will let you guys know. But please stay tuned for everything. Go check us out on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Wherever you can find us, we're there, obviously. And thank y'all for listening.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
See you guys next time. Stay warm.
Yep. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.